What it do, YouTube? We back at it again with a new video. Definitely like, comment, and subscribe. I'm very happy to speak to you guys today, and I hope you guys are having a great day. Today I want to talk about triangulation. All of my videos, I want to be encouraging to you guys because I want you to understand that I've been there, done that. I've been triangulated. I more so think I was attempted on to be triangulated, but a lot of times when we're being triangulated, we don't even realize like that it's actually triangulation, and sometimes we make poor decisions that were set up as traps to begin with. You know what I'm saying? So just to get started, I just want to jump in. When it comes to triangulation, the person in the middle of the triangulation is fully aware of what they're doing. A lot of times people use triangulation, which is basically when a person you are in a relationship with tries to include a third party without your knowledge to inflict negative emotions like jealousy, infatuation, envy, just different things like that when you feel like something that is yours is like threatened. And it's all in a plot usually to get full control of the initial partner. Contrary to what we see, a lot of times what you'll see with triangulation is you'll see a person start a relationship with someone else while still currently in a relationship, and then move on to that other person as if they're so amazing and they're so great and they're just perfect and they just don't do anything wrong and their breath smells like honey. And it really is a bunch of BS, usually. And I think a lot of times when we make our opinions off of seeing people be with other people, it's mainly based off of photo ops. We don't have the privilege of being able to see like what the ins and outs of their relationship is. We're kind of just going based on what they're actually showing to us versus like reality. The reality of the situation is they're with someone that is a disrespectful person, because if you're in a relationship with one person and you start another relationship with the other person while still currently in a relationship, you are a disrespectful individual. It's a very nasty work, and some people disregard it because they say, well, maybe the other person's a better fit. I mean, I doubt it, because if you think about it, the second person is being cheated on as well. A lot of times, they don't find out until later on in the situation. Now, I also want to piggyback off that because sometimes the third party person, the second person that's being triangulated, they do know that they're being triangulated, and they do know that this is someone else's partner, and they do know that this person is currently in a relationship, and they still pursue and still go along with the relationship and allow themselves to be used. And it's not something that we can control. Like, if a person wants to do that, let them do that. But what I will say in those scenarios is, like I said, same sentiment is the same. If you date somebody and they're already in a relationship with someone, that person is a shaky individual with no integrity. So just because you're helping them doesn't mean that they're about to have this unlimited loyalty. And I think at best, the most you'll get out of that relationship is for you to see actually that they are exactly who they are showing that they are to other people, with you being an accomplice. This is why sometimes when you see bank robberies or you see different crimes, all types of crimes where it's multiple people, sometimes those people within that group will turn on each other. Just a quick story, super quick, from a town that I'm not really from this town. It's kind of outside of where I live at, but I used to work in the town that the situation had happened. And what had ended up happening is I think it was about 3 guys. They went out and they knew that a particular person had like a safe and had like a lot of money in their home. Like, I think it was either from 70,000 to 150,000, like just in their home cash. And somehow they found out about it. These guys were obviously thieves and, drug dealers and, probably were doing all types of stuff like that. But yeah, they teamed together. They went and did it. They actually did end up getting the money. Now, and this is sad, trigger warning. But what ends up happening is one of the guys, instead of them splitting the money, two of the guys killed one of the guys. And not only did they pretty much beat him to unalive and basically caught him on fire in the middle of I think it was like a cornfield or something, like some type of like a large space of landscape. And of course the family, the police found the guy and all that or whatever, and I don't think the guy was ever even charged for this crime, but everybody knew like what had happened. Like, and there also had even, which is really crazy, I just so happened to be friends with somebody that I was working with that was dating a guy that was the cousin of the guy that got burnt up or whatever, and he literally had a photo of the dude like in the field, and it was, you guys, it was terrible. But I say that to say there's no loyalty amongst thieves. So if you're an individual that gets with someone in a certain way, I think it's only, it's only best for you to get the same treatment you came into the building with, And this is why I feel like when a person cheats on you or they disrespect you, you need to really assess that situation and be ready to dead that. Because a lot of times people know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly the trauma and stuff that they're causing. And a lot of people just don't care, They just do not care. And it doesn't mean that it shouldn't be cared about. It's just you're dealing with a low quality individual that don't even care about themselves. So for you to ask them to care about you is you asking them to care more about you than they care about themselves. And one thing we know about narcissists, they're really spaced out. They're there, they do their act, they do their little tap and dance, but realistically, they're very surface level type of people. So they're not doing all that for you, and you know it. If you've really been with a narc, they're not doing that. That's just too much. And I don't feel like you should do that for them either. Like, you know what I'm saying? But you just have to understand. I think that if you ever see a situation where you're with someone and they're including a third party, and you're hurt, you're jaded, or you allow those demonic feelings like jealousy, envy, and all that stuff. When we start allowing ourselves to be susceptible to those types of things, we allow ourselves to be more susceptible to other types of demons. You know what I'm saying? Because think about this. When you're jealous and you're envious, you realistically are sizing yourself up. You're saying that something is better than you that you don't even really have full accurate information about. And so now you have low self-esteem. Now your confidence is lowered because you allowed yourself to be around individuals that were never up to par anyway, but they've managed to get you entangled with them, and now they're taking advantage of the love you have for them and using it to lower you to keep you at the level that they're at. And you want to really, really, really stray away from that. If you see you're in a situation, and it really doesn't even really necessarily have to be a romantic situation, any type of situation, have your own mind and know that, okay? And also be real with yourself. If there is a situation where you find out somebody is doing something fraud to you by the other third party person, it's up to you. Like I said, life is all choices. So you can, like, if a person comes to you and is like, hey, your spouse is doing this, this, and this, certain type of people will talk down on that person. Certain type of people will have animosity for the person delivering them the truth, even if it's coming from the person that the person was doing it with. Some people don't like that. Some people really will be mad at you. Some people are so delusional and crazy and have so many childhood traumas and lack a really healthy relationship with accountability that they know that they're so weak that their desperation and their fake loneliness that they feel like that they experience is so much on a more important totem pole than like them leaving a person that is supplying them with those voids that they don't want to address themselves. So just know that when you're doing that, you also have to keep that in mind as well, because I've even experienced where I've explained to a person or showed a person how a person is trying to do triangulation with us, and the person will be appreciative, but then would go behind it and then try to talk about me because they are having a hard time processing that someone would do them like that, and that they would even be in a situation where they would have to have something like that revealed to them with someone that they think that they love. So I just feel like, be careful. Don't be a fool for somebody. Completely disengage when stuff gets tricky and weird. Because really, in life, nothing is really confusing. Like, nothing's really tricky or weird. I think in life, certain things do have like a danger, sign or alert. But I think we have common sense to be able to know, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have common sense to know what not to do, but when it comes to individuals that you've gotten, some closeness to, or you've been building relationships with, if you see things like that, you want to completely disengage because they just showed their hand. I'm not triangulating people. I find that very weird. I don't really have enough time to really be having so much time to sit and deceive someone. Also, I'm not really, really, really insecure, so I don't feel like I need to use people for validation and have to have somebody with me all the time to feel valid. I think that my life shows how I think I have a good response. I don't yearn for attention. Like, I kind of don't want it. Or let me not say that I don't want it. I think I'm human. Sometimes I do like, of course, some type of human attention, but I think in life, when I've wanted it, I didn't get it. But when I don't want it, and I'm not purposely not wanting it, I just really don't care, and I really like myself, so I'm content. You know what I'm saying? And then if you can be in agreement with me, cool. But even if you're not in agreement and you think I'm something, that I'm not, I don't really care. It's not my situation. I love myself, and that's just what it is, regardless of, I actually love myself even in my faults. So you just have to understand what type of people you're dealing with, and understand why people do the things that they do, and don't allow yourself to be a puppet for somebody. Let them do their own dirty work. Don't let somebody use you, because in the end, if you participate in triangulation, everybody loses but the person in the middle. All y'all are doing is putting this person on a high pedestal for them acting as if they're something that they're not, because they created a situation to trigger this type of response. That's all you're doing. And I think the thing to also consider in situations like that is this person don't care about neither party, because why would you even be in a relationship with one person telling them this, in a relationship with another person telling them that, and trying to keep two things going and then causing chaos and trying to fade to black. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't really respect or care about either party, so don't feel too bad, because it's not even a matter of you not being good enough or something like that. You're dealing with a person that's manipulating because they lack and they have voids within themselves. And so they do stuff. They are so deficient that they have to create situations to put themselves on a fake pedestal without saying it, by lying and being deceitful. And I feel like, how pathetic do you really have to be to do stuff like that? Like, and I want you guys to know, when people do stuff like that, they're fully aware of what they're doing. It's literally a game to them. So just be mindful. Keep your head up. Stay empowered. If you're being triangulated, I know it's really hurtful when it comes from somebody you really love. And it makes you feel like you're not good enough, or maybe that person's better for them. But if a person's triangulating, nobody's better for them. Like, you're a piece of trash, and you just going through the emotions with the new lie that you're playing, and the new scene you're playing. You're not really having relationships, because real people, they build real connections, and it's not a third party thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's no reason for that. Like, and I'm a female, I get a lot of attention. If I wanted to do third party and all of that, it would be very easy to me to do that. So don't listen to their lies. They know exactly what they're doing. And I think that, if anything, I don't know, I feel like when a person triangulate with me, I'm gonna dog the middle person out. I'm gonna just say what it is, and I'm done with it, and you can keep the garbage, because I already told you what's in the bag, and it is what it is. That's how I look at it, because you trying to use me as a service and you're not even paying me? Okay. I'm gonna give you about 50 bad reviews, and I'm not gonna lie on you. I'm gonna tell the truth, and that's what's gonna hurt worse, because you're already being deceptive. But anyway, y'all, I'm gonna end this video out. I hope that this can give somebody some insight, and I hope that this can help you feel encouraged. Also, if you are a person that's being triangulated and you are the initial person, understand that that relationship that they started is not going to stay together. And if it does, it's not going to be a happy relationship. And when you don't have a happy relationship, people are going to start looking outside of your relationship for other external values of validation. So really all they're heading for is a relationship where triangulation is about to happen all over again. Because clearly this is a power play for the person that's using it. So don't feel disencouraged, because the only person that really wins in triangulation is either the middle person, if both of y'all are dumb enough to go back and forth and like argue about the situation and not be adults about the situation, they win. But if you completely just disengage, it ends up leaving them. Usually the second person is a downgrade. It ends up leaving them with that, and they just are they basically set a trap for them to jump into, basically. So just completely disengage yourself from it. Don't give them no attention. Don't give them no energy, because that's all they're doing. All they're doing is being a toddler trying to get attention, but instead of, falling out on the floor, they're trying to manipulate people's emotions. It's really simple. And it will never work out, because that person is living on deception. They're not even living like, ooh, I want to love people, I want to have genuine connection. They want to play. So tell them to get somebody else to do it and go play, because you don't play and God don't play about you. Y'all have a good night. Definitely be good to yourself. Like, comment, and subscribe. Bye for now.